Welcome back everyone to another video, and in this video I'm covering another Queensland location, and this location is Hervey Bay. Now Hervey Bay is a location that has been exploding in growth since about 3 years ago, and it's still continuing to grow, and I think the future prospects of Hervey Bay is still looking incredibly strong with some trade-offs in mind. But this location is pumping in money, pumping in price growth. It's a little bit out of most investors' budget range. You're looking anywhere from around 650 for a good 3x1 and onwards. So if that isn't in your budget range, then this video might not be for you. But most people usually have that budget, so it's best that you watch through till the end of the video. Now, like always, I like to go through the data first, and I'm not going to go through each nuanced data set, but I'm going to talk about Hervey Bay in a high level basis, and that also includes Fraser Coast, which also covers the Maryborough region as well. Now you can see the median buy price is around $720,000 with a yield of around 4.1%. I have seen properties go from around 4.5% all the way up to about 5.5%. If you were to buy in today's time, it's really hard to get above 6%, but still getting anything above 5% in today's market at today's rates and insurance and council rates, you're doing still pretty well for yourself compared to other states in the region. Now, when we start to scroll down and look at the overall LGA data, you can see it consists of about close to 120,000 odd people in the whole Fraser Coast area, and we can see that prices have been increasing since about 2021 and onwards, and this location has performed fairly consistently over the past 5 to 6 years now. And before that, you have seen that there hasn't been too much movement, but this is the trend that we have seen with the wider Queensland region in general. Now we can see rents have also been increasing with about 10% growth over the past year. Now, of course, each nuanced suburb will have their own slight variances that can add up and be a bit less and be a bit more, but still we can see that rental pressure in this area, in this location, is still very strong. Now, as with normal price growth trends, when an area accelerates in capital growth, we often see that the overall gross yield of that region starts to fall, and we can see that falling since about 2019 and then continuing to fall over cross, where it went above a gross yield of 5.6 to about 4.2%. Now, of course, this is once again the average median yield. You can still find properties above 5%, around 5% as well, so I wouldn't be too disheartened by the median metric itself. Now, when you look at the fundamentals, overall Fraser Coast is a pretty decent, good socioeconomic area. You can see the renter to owner occupier ratio is 24%, which means that a lot of owners want to live in this area. A lot of people want to live in this area. It's not just renters coming in to work and then leaving the area. There's a decent lifestyle. The people want to live here. That is an important metric to have because that will limit the amount of supply that can come onto the market, and it also means there is less investor competition, which is important for us. Now, when we look at the affordability index, it doesn't look as pretty. Now, with all the price growth that has happened over the 3 to 5 year period mark, we can see that affordability has been stretched from around 30 years to 45, close to 50 years, which would normally rule out most locations and using data to invest into a location. Now, this is also a starking trend because you look at other Queensland locations and you find that the affordability is still very good around the 35-year mark, but Fraser Coast is much higher at 45 to 50. So this could indicate to us that locals are being stretched in terms of their actual purchasing power. Now, just because locals can't afford the region doesn't mean the price growth will stop completely, but it does raise risk that once investors leave and that external demand leaves that area, can locals sustain the property prices in this location? If they can't, we will see a small downtrend or period of stagnation, which again, when it comes to market cycles, it is fairly normal. But when I'm talking about Fraser Coast, I'm going to talk about it in a long-term perspective because I invest for the long term. I don't invest for short-term cycles, and it still has great potential for those looking for an option in Queensland. Now, you can see that overall stock levels is quite low. It's only 0.3%. And by the way, I'm looking the wider Fraser Coast here. So it's not bad at all. Inventory is only about a month. That means if no new listings came on for a month or so, then you wouldn't have any properties available to be bought. Now, days on market's around 51 days. It's not as hot as other Queensland markets, in my opinion, but still, when properties are being sold within 60 days, you have a fair amount of competition and you have to be on the ball to be able to secure an asset. Now, vacancy rate, it's a bit more on the higher side, around 2.4%. It's usually higher than my threshold of 2%. Of course, you can look to trade this off for a good location, and I'll touch on the more positives of Fraser Coast as well. And the last thing to look at is the building approvals, which is around 2.4%. So a lot of new houses coming into the area, new homes. Now, once again, approvals doesn't translate to buildings and houses in the next 12 months. These are just purely approvals. It can still take 12, 18, even 24 or even longer to see these houses actually come online, which means that for the time being, supply is still constrained and we'll still expect capital growth to occur. And now the two most important important metrics when it comes to capital growth is supply and demand. We can see that the overall trend of stock levels and supply is still in that downward trajectory, which is what we like to see, and demand is still fairly high with around 51 days and still trending down, which means people are still buying properties in that region, and we see overall inventory levels in a downward slope, which is what we need for further capital growth to occur, even though there has been significant amounts of growth already. So definitely some issues around vacancies and building approvals, but nothing that suggests that actual house price growth is going to start slowing down in the Fraser Coast region, despite all the growth that it's had so far. Now, I just don't want to talk about the overall micro data of Fraser Coast, but I do want to talk about its overall economy. I feel like this location kind of flies under the radar and isn't really talked about too much on YouTube, social media, and by BAs, but I think there is actually a fair amount of potential in this area over the long term. I know we've already had some price growth occur in this area, but over the long term, this has potential as another long-term option to hold and invest in this area, and I'll touch on that. Now, in this video, guys, I'm going to do something very, very special. For those of you who are watching this video, you guys will be able to access private community for free for 72 hours as a trial. You guys can jump in the community, you can try it out for 3 days, and you can come in, ask your questions, you can chip in, and if you don't like it, you can leave. If you like it, you can stay, guys, right? It's going to be absolutely free for 3 days. It's a trial. It's only for new members only. For those of you who need help, who are looking for help, but who are unsure about whether or not I could help you, then this is your time to try it out for free, and then you'll be able to get the help that you need. And if you want to stay on, you can, but I know you will, because there is just absolute value jam-packed into this private mentorship and community. And we have over 250 members helping each other out on a daily basis. That is what they are here for. That is what we are here for, and we know we can help you. And this includes so much value, from property templates and resources, from community videos, from community calls, to deal reviews, all jam-packed for a $35 a month membership. But you guys get it for free for 72 hours. So jump in while you can. It's only going to be available through this video's link, and you don't want to miss out, guys. All right, let's get back into the video. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is Fraser Coast's economy and overall, right? One thing we'll notice is that, it's about 110 to 120,000 people. It supplies over 35,000 jobs and has an annual economic output of close to $12 billion. So it's not a small regional town that you see in the middle of nowhere. It is a regional hub. Now, not as big as Townsville, not as big as Bendigo, I would say, but still quite a large location, right? And this is not just Hervey Bay in itself, but it's Maryborough as well, and the wider Fraser Coast region. So it's a huge area that we are covering in this video, and it has an economic output of $12 billion. And we can see the GRP has been steadily increasing over the past couple of years, with 2024 and 2023 looking very similar to each other. Now, what's more important to me is when we look at the industries of this location, and you can see it is fairly diversified into healthcare, retail trade, education training, construction, and more sectors we are known to have commonly in regional centers like this, but it's not a single industry location. When we look at the exports, you can see that it's not just tied to mining, it's in manufacturing, construction, healthcare, electricity, gas, and mining. So it is a well diversified location. Of course, there will be some downstream services from mining into manufacturing and vice versa into electricity, gas, and whatnot. But overall, it is still a fairly diversified location, which is what we want to see for a long-term hold as an investor. Now, I just don't want to talk about the economy itself, but I want to talk about some upcoming future projects and current projects that are happening in Fraser Coast. And the first one, and probably one of the most important one, the Queensland Train Manufacturing Project, which is about $9.5 billion in total cost, right? Now, this is an initiative. This Queensland Train Manufacturing Program will build 65 new 6-car passenger trains, purpose-built in a factory close to the Fraser Coast, in and around Hervey Bay, right? This is a $9.5 billion project with plenty of investment and future jobs in steel manufacturing, construction, electrical manufacturing, and more. So there's going to be a lot of jobs created through this manufacturing process. Now, this project has been known for quite a while, since about 2023 from memory, but it is a location that will continue to drive investment, jobs, and opportunity into this area, and something that is very important to the local economy. In a very similar fashion, we also have the Bruce Highway upgrade, which will bring fair amount of construction jobs into the local area. Now, once this upgrade does finish, it doesn't bring too much. It might not create as many jobs or sustain as many jobs in the future, but in the short term, it will continue to bring jobs, which means more rental homes required, which means that vacancies can be tightened and rents can be risen, which means that a lot of people will need rental homes in this area. And then when you look at the wider Hervey Bay, Fraser Coast region, you can see that there are other projects like the Bruce Highway, and then you've also got the wind farm, for example, nearby. Some of these are announced, some of these are underway, and progress, but this is all going to supply jobs, infrastructure, and money into the area of the wider Hervey Bay and Fraser Coast region, which is what we need when we're talking about a location. Now, I highly suggest that you viewers also go have a read of Hervey Bay's Master Plan and Revitalization Program, which is going to continue bringing in more jobs for construction sector, manufacturing, healthcare, and more, continuing to grow this economy into a better and better city and more vibrant area as well. But I won't go through this whole document in this one video because that will just take far too long, in my opinion. Now, the other thing that I wanted to mention about the Fraser Coast is that it's a location that is going to be booming in population. It has about 120,000 odd people at this point in time, and by 2046, we're going to have about 151,000 people. That's about a 25% increase over the next 20 years, and they do not build enough homes and fast enough in this region to supply the incoming demand of this location, right? And then you can go one step further, and then you can see that in 2096, the Fraser Coast and Hervey Bay in general have 195,000 people, and Fraser Coast has about 354,000 people. Now, that's in 2096, and I'm going to be well dead by that time. But regardless, this location is going to continue growing in people, which means you need new houses, and they don't build enough houses. And when you can buy assets for around 700K in Hervey Bay, you're buying them close to, not exactly yet, but close to replacement cost, right? So you're getting house and land with that opportunity, which means you are getting essentially quite a bargain in this location. And an example of that house is something like this right here. Now, this is a 3x2. It's a nice brick home, and when you look at the interior, it's relatively clean, not exactly modern by any means, but a nice, decent home that can be rented out straight away with minimal issues. Now, you can see it's on a little bit of a main road, but again, these things are trade-offs. And when you look at this property here, this is a nice 3x2 brick home in Hervey Bay location. And when you look at the numbers behind it, you put this for $715. The rent is roughly around $620, $630 for a 3x2 in this area, which will yield you about 4.5%. Now, I have put higher home insurance and council rates in the region. I can't remember the exact council rates off the top of my head, but they are a little bit more on the higher side, so keep that in mind. And when you look at the overall numbers, you're about negative 10K per month, right? So it's very similar in terms of numbers to a lot of other locations people are investing in New South Wales, Queensland, and Victoria in general. So in terms of a numbers perspective, it isn't a huge difference compared to other locations in the country, but there is potential for continued sustained growth, potential for even more capital growth in this area. There is stronger rental pressure in this market as well, as I've shown you in the data, but this is sort of the realistic numbers that you'd be looking at if you're willing to trade off the past growth and higher prices of Hervey Bay. Now, I've covered a lot of things regarding Hervey Bay in terms of the property, the infrastructure, the location, in terms of micro data. Now, there's just one other thing that I do want to mention about Hervey Bay and Fraser Coast in general, and that is to do with the flooding and flood zones, right? As in Hervey Bay, you can see that not many parts of it actually undergoes flash flooding or major flooding in the region. But when you look at the wider Fraser Coast region, you can see that Maryborough does flood significantly. So you do have to be very careful about which pockets you do choose to invest into, because you could have higher insurance premiums associated with it, and you are at a flooding risk. Now, I am looking at this on Archester, but you can go in and have a look at the flood mapping tools available by the Fraser Coast Regional Council, which I highly recommend you do so that you can have a proper assessment of where your property lies along the flood boundaries or not. And you can also look at storm surge evacuation zones as well, because that will give you an indication of where your property lies in terms of a flooding or a possible flooding event. And just before I move on to the next part of the video, right, you can go have a look at Fraser Coast and the next big growth story. This website link is right here. You can see $9.3 billion train manufacturing facility, $122 million retirement village, $150 million stockland. There is a lot of investment happening in this area, a lot of money being pumped into it, which will continue to drive long-term demand for housing and land in Hervey Bay. And this is very, very important to understand, because even though there's been a lot of growth in this location already, which I've stressed a multitude of times, as a long-term investor, when you think about holding a property in a good location for a long period of time, Hervey Bay comes up on that list, and it should be on your list as well. All right. And if you have any questions at all, this is the time to jump into the private community when I'm giving you an opportunity to jump in and learn it and learn things for free for 72 hours. This is your time. It will only be available through this video and only for a limited amount of time. So take the opportunity while you can, get the help that you need, and don't make a foolish investment decision in 2026 and shoot yourself in the foot. Till next time, thank you very much.